Apple might finally be making a foldable iPhone, and honestly, it sounds like the most Apple thing ever. It's ridiculously thin, insanely expensive, and apparently Apple might bring back Touch ID just to make it work. This is the rumored iPhone Ultra, and here are 6 things we already know about Apple's first foldable. First, the design. Apple is reportedly going with a book-style folding design, similar to the Galaxy Z Fold. When closed, it should work like a normal phone, but open it up and you're looking at a massive inner display of around 7.8 inches. The outside screen is rumored to be around 5.4 inches, so you wouldn't have to unfold the phone every time you want to check a message or scroll through something. And Apple is reportedly going extremely thin. Some reports suggest the device could be around 4.5 millimeters thick when unfolded. But here's the part Apple really needs to get right. The crease. Reports suggest Apple is working on a new display structure designed to make the crease extremely difficult to see. Because if you're paying thousands of dollars for a foldable, the last thing you want is a giant reminder that your screen folds every time you look at it. Second, the cameras. The current leaks point to two 48-megapixel rear cameras, consisting of a main camera and an ultra-wide. But there may not be a dedicated telephoto camera. So while you're getting Apple's foldable design, you could be giving up some of the zoom capabilities found on the Pro models. Third, Face ID could disappear. Yes, seriously. Instead of Face ID, Apple is reportedly considering Touch ID built directly into the power button. The reason apparently comes down to thickness. The phone is expected to be so thin that fitting all the Face ID hardware into the design becomes difficult. So after years of Apple telling us that Face ID was the future might suddenly look a lot like an old iPhone. Fourth, the performance should be anything but old. The foldable is expected to use Apple's A20 Pro chip, reportedly built using a 2nm process alongside 12 GB of RAM. It's also rumored to feature Apple's C2 modem, which would push Apple even further toward using its own cellular technology instead of relying on Qualcomm. So this isn't supposed to be a weak first-generation foldable. Apple appears to be going straight for the high-end market. Fifth, software could be where this phone really becomes interesting. A 7.8-inch screen is great, but if iOS just stretches normal iPhone apps across it, what's the point? That's why Apple is reportedly preparing iOS features specifically for the foldable, including better multitasking and layouts that take advantage of the larger display. So you could potentially have multiple apps open side by side and actually use the device like a small tablet. And finally, the price. This is where things get painful. Earlier rumors suggested a starting price around $1,999. But newer reports have pushed expectations much higher, with some estimates putting the device somewhere around $2,400 to $2,500. If that's accurate, this could easily become the most expensive iPhone Apple has ever made. At that point, Apple isn't just asking you to buy a phone. It's asking you to buy a phone, a tablet, and possibly a second mortgage. The foldable iPhone is still not officially confirmed, so all of these details should be treated as leaks and rumors for now. But if Apple actually manages to make this thing thin, powerful, useful, and nearly crease-free, it could completely change how people look at foldable phones. The big question is simple. Would you spend around $2,500 on Apple's first foldable iPhone? Or would you rather buy a regular iPhone and keep the other $2,000? Let me know what you think and subscribe to Finance Tech for more tech leaks before Apple officially tells us what's coming.